This is probably the biggest one we get asked all the time, which is how much did we save to travel for a year? You've got questions.
And we've got answers.
If you're new here, we're Evan and Lemon, and in January of 2022, we quit our jobs to travel the world for a year. We headed out to Thailand where we spent 2 months exploring before we moved on to Bali, Vietnam, Turkey, and finally we're on a 2-week road trip through Europe.
So today, we're going to answer all your burning questions.
Such as, what packed items have we used the most?
How much does it cost?
Did I mention that we used to be bartenders?
Since we used to be bartenders, one thing we like to do in the countries we visit is try all the local spirits, wine, and beer.
So today, while we're answering your questions, we're going to be trying 5 Croatian liqueurs that we picked up in Zadar. So it should get pretty interesting. All right, so up first is the cherry brandy liquor. We don't have any shot glasses or anything because the Airbnb that we're in isn't like very well equipped. You want to go first? And while you're doing that, I'll look up the first question.
Right, so we got cherry brandy. This all comes from the Maraschino liqueur company, I believe.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh.
It's good. Strong cherry,
Ooh.
medicinal. It's got a little burn like some of the rakia around here. Or
Speaking
the brandy.
of burn, here's our first burning question. What have been the worst bathrooms so far?
Well, we'll let Evan answer that since she's always in the bathroom.
I think it's all relative. I wouldn't say that like any one country has like the worst bathrooms, but like once you're in a country that doesn't have great bathrooms, you kind of become accustomed to it. But I will say the thing I hate the most is squatty potties. Oh, they drive me bananas. I'm not a fan. If you've ever used a squatty potty and you're comfortable with it, like props to you because it drives me nuts. I can't fit my legs in the right way and then there's pee everywhere. I don't know. I'm just not into it. So
I've only seen one where I've been into, maybe 2 or 3. But there's other options, so I just use those ones.
oh, because you have the urinal. Must be nice.
And no, there was also normal toilets.
Oh,
There's like options in the men's for some reason. Fancy.
interesting. Whew. All right, let's answer our second burning question, which is, what was your favorite country so far?
I think we usually agree on this one, but Turkey has been the favorite so far.
Yes.
Thailand does have a little special place in the heart because first time I've been like full time out of the country traveling. Down to Mexico a few times, but not for an extended period, more than a week. So
Yeah, that was fun. Turkey is just so diverse in its landscape. I think that's why every time we traveled to a new city, it was like we were in a new country almost.
yeah, every city was pretty welcoming.
Yeah.
Stay away from the cab scams and everything, but besides that, everybody was helpful and we enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. All right. One more question, then we'll try another liqueur. Have we ever felt worried for our safety?
I haven't felt worried. I walked around a few times at night. Chiang Mai, Bangkok, Istanbul, just kind of down the street. Just kind of, everywhere you go, just kind of keep a lookout for people. I have the pants I'm wearing now. You can't really see, but these guys here, they have a little zipper pocket up front, so I keep my wallet and passport in there, so it's zipped up.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think we've ever like come into a country and been like, oh, we don't feel safe here. It's more of just the times when you're most vulnerable, which I really think is like at the airport.
Yeah.
And getting into taxis and stuff.
You get harassed by everybody as you come out.
Yeah, and you don't know. You really just have to. I think we're more afraid of getting scammed, and we've gotten scammed before and gotten out of it before it happened. That's like what really freaks me out.
Yeah, we had one guy in Da Nang at the airport. We flew from Dalat.
To dinner.
He took from Dalat to Da Nang. He took Evan's phone that had him on the grab. It was actually his, but he hit exit and then tried getting cash out of us. And then
And our bags were in the trunk, and it was really weird. It was just not. And you wouldn't normally think like those are the times where your guard is down. Would I normally hand my phone to a stranger? No. But we had all of our backpacks on front and back, and we were hot and sweaty, and we're like, yes. And he's like, oh, is that me? And he pulls it, and then before you know it, he's walking us to the car.
He was at the grab stand too, so
yeah,
he was legit on the app, just trying to get
the cash.
And
which he would have tried to charge us double. So, anyways, all right, let's try our next liqueur. Which liqueur do you want to try next?
I think this time we should go with the Plinkavac. It says it's a fruity liqueur.
There's a picture of, is that a lime? What's that? A chestnut? Walnut?
It's a chestnut lime.
All right, I'm going to go first on this one.
Save some for the rest of us here.
You know what that tastes like?
No, I haven't tried it yet.
I think it tastes like a sweet Fernet.
Yeah, sweet Fernet. Have our bartender friends out there. Yeah, try to get yourself some Plinkavac for Maraschino.
Next question is...
It's good. It doesn't burn either.
No. Just a little sweet. What was our biggest unexpected cost?
Well, we had two of them.
You want to talk about the first one?
First one, you've probably all seen on our stories. If you follow us on the Instagrams there, at Evan and Lemon. We did a visa on arrival for Bali. Had 30 days. We're going to expect to extend again. But Vietnam opened up, so we went there. My beautiful girlfriend here looked at the wrong date on the visa. Booked the flight for 2 days after the visa expired, and then they only charged us $140 US per person and put us in a little interrogation room. Took us to the ATM. It was legit.
Escorted us to the ATM. Like, it was the whole thing.
No card, just cash.
Ugh.
But good thing we got to the airport early.
Yes. And the second one, if you follow us on Instagram, you would know this too. We're in an ongoing battle with Turkish Airlines. We used our Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card points to book a flight on Turkish Airlines. And when you do that, the Chase app tells you, make sure to check the baggage allowance on the airline's website before you book this flight. So I check, says we get 23 kilograms each of checked luggage. And I'm like, perfect, because our bags are never that much.
Around 11 kilograms for the backpacks.
So long story short, we get to the Istanbul airport 6 hours early because we want to take advantage of the lounge. And lo and behold, we have zero baggage allowance, and it was a nightmare. It took us 3 hours to sort this out. They ended up charging us an excess bag fee of 29 euros per kilogram. So it was 600 and something euros. It turned out to be, we had to pay 734 US dollars to check our two backpacks, which are just normal size check bags.
And then as we went to the ticket services counter, baggage services counter, nice young lady was helping us. And then all of a sudden, an older man started having what we thought was a heart attack. But then he got up a couple minutes later.
I don't know. It was wild. That was the
crazy.
Worst travel day ever for us. So if you are planning a trip around the world, I would, biggest piece of advice, if you're saving for this, I would put aside $3,000 for unexpected things to happen. We lost our GoPro. That was $500 or $600.
Yeah.
I mean, things just, you think you...
A lot of our stuff seems to happen at the airport, so... Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on to our next question, which is this is my favorite question. What are the most useful things that we packed? I'll go first. Because I think about this all the time. We each pick 3 things that were like the most useful things. The first one I want to talk about is this. This is a Charles Schwab debit card. If you live in the US, I think these are only available like if you're a US citizen. But this debit card allows us to pull money out of any ATM all over the world as many times as we want, and they refund us any types of fees. And the reason why this is so important, I hear travelers all the time complaining like about the fees, and sometimes the ATMs will only spit out like half of what you really need, and then they have to go to another ATM, and you're paying like $5 here, €6 there, 700 Thai baht there, whatever it is. This card is a lifesaver. If you're thinking about doing full-time travel, I would highly recommend getting this debit card because it just makes everything so much more simple. The next thing on my list that we get the most use out of is this travel towel that I got off Amazon for like $17. It actually came with 2 towels, one that's like beach towel size and then a smaller one that we take like when we're hiking for sweating and stuff. Anyways, it rolls into this little thing and it's got a carabiner so you can clip it to your bag. When it's wet, you can clip it like on the outside. It's a fast drying towel, and we've used this for picnics. We've used it as a blanket on cold buses. We've used it when the towels are gross and crunchy. So highly recommend this. And the last thing that's so important to me is these Sony headphones. These come in, I'm sure you can imagine all the ways they come in handy. Like when we're on an overnight train in Vietnam and there's 2 screaming kids at 2 in the morning who are crying the whole night. But I also suffer from like severe anxiety. And sometimes when I'm feeling like the panic come on, I'll put these on and they block, they're like noise canceling and
Drowns me out.
drowns you out, yeah. I like if I lost those headphones, I don't know what I would do. So what are the 3 things that you brought with you that you use the most?
So one of my favorite things I use all the time when we go to different cities is a little app called Atlas Obscura. This gives you a little off-the-wall, quirky type things to do. Some end up being pretty popular tourist activities, but there's a lot that are...
Like Froggy Land.
Yeah, unfortunately,
We didn't
in
go.
Split, we didn't go to Froggyland. It was
Expensive.
a little expensive. You can't take any photos or video to show you. So, but if you've seen Dinner for Schmucks with Steve Carell, it was similar to that. Instead of the little roadkill, they used frogs. So I use that a lot. Use these bamboo brand chopsticks that we got before we left. We eat a lot of ramen to save some money because we spend a lot of money on other stuff. So these come in handy for the instant noodles. And then the last thing is my Vans Mountain Editions. So these are high traction. They're good for hiking. I got to have my Vans or Chuck Taylors, and Chuck Taylors are not good for hiking.
No, definitely not. All right, I think it's time for another shot.
All right.
What's the next one? I want to try this one.
Okay.
It's called Plinkavac. You said this one's bitter?
That should be bitter, yes. It says it's an herbal liqueur made from macerated absinthe and various aromatic plants. You're gonna retract your Fernet statement?
Yes, because this tastes like Fernet and Montenegro put together. I think I was just expecting it to be sweet because all the other liqueurs we've tried have been sweet. It's a good aperitif.
Oh yeah.
I like it better than Underberg. You don't?
Don't judge her.
I got a few more questions on the list. Is it hard to eat healthy? And have we gained weight? Yes, it is difficult to eat healthy, but it also depends on what your idea of healthy is.
If you know me, I never eat healthy. So, it's been pretty easy for me. When I eat healthy, it's harder for me.
You tend to have more stomach problems. Whereas I'm used to eating like a lot of vegetables, tofu, grains. So it's definitely been tough for me. Yeah, almost none of the clothes that I fit that I packed originally, none of them fit. I've had to buy like mostly new clothes. But I will say this: the person who asked this question on Instagram is a woman, and I had a couple other women asking this too. But the difference is when you're traveling full time and you're eating food of a different country, like you don't feel guilty about eating. Just eat everything, and
Try
if you,
everything new.
yeah, if you gain a little bit of weight, it's like it sucks, but you just buy bigger clothes and it's fine. I would hate to like only like stick to my strict diet before and like working out like I was before because it just takes away from the whole experience. It's hard to balance both, I guess, is what I'm saying. So
Yep, just like our friends at Tattered Maps said, you know, you can budget as much as you want, but you still got to have the experience and get out there and try everything that the country has to offer there.
So if you spend a little more, you eat a little more, your pants get a little tighter, you just roll with it. Is it hard on our relationship being together 24/7 plus the added stress of travel?
A little difficulty on that stuff, but especially when your girlfriend has very high anxiety, finding food and not having her coffee in the morning, all types of stuff will add to that anxiety.
Well, and just being together, like they're saying, 24 hours a day, and travel stress on top of it is just like a totally different stress because you're on your own. You're in a foreign country. You don't speak the language. Like everything's just a little bit scarier. But I will give you guys some tips if you are going to be traveling with your partner. Make sure that you take some time for yourselves, as much as you need. Usually about once a month, we'll take a day where we just each go do things that we want to do on our own. And then we text each other the whole time anyways, but at least we're out like doing our own thing. Or a lot of times like we'll go to a cafe and then I'll leave Lemon there to like have his coffee and I'll go do something.
And do work.
Do work and I'll go shopping is what I really meant by that. And then also like at home when you come back, like we've been staying in a lot of small places, so you really have to kind of like just make your space your own. And these headphones come in really handy. So you can kind of just like sit on your own and put your headphones on, decompress, and start over. Because you're going to get frustrated with each other on a daily basis all the time. Biggest piece of advice that I got before I went on this trip was that to think of it like you're on the same team. So when he lost the GoPro or I looked at the visa stamp wrong, like you get frustrated for a minute and then you realize like it's just the two of us. So we're like, it's not one against the other, it's us together. So we lost the GoPro, we looked at the visa thing wrong, you know, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We try. We fight all the time, it's okay. It's healthy, right?
Healthy.
Alright, on that note, should we have another shot?
Maybe a question first.
Oh, okay.
Or how many we got?
I think we have 3 questions left, and then a bonus question.
So we should probably have the
Yeah.
one more shot. So we'll do a little rakia this time. Save the Maraschino for the end since it's the most popular one from Zadar.
What's rakia for people who don't know?
Rakia is either a grape or plum brandy. Sometimes it has flavors to it. Sometimes it's herbal. Sometimes it's fruity. Usually it has a lot of burn to it.
Yeah, I feel like all the Balkans, like all the countries in the Balkans have their own like version of this.
Yeah, but the rakia, best way to drink it, it's usually cold. And when you ask the first time how to drink it, the server said, chin chin. So you just pound it back. Alright.
What's on the blueberries?
It
It says plum. Okay.
We know you like rakia so much. Let's
I don't.
see that. Probably have to zoom this video in and see the reaction face.
That's not even enjoyable. It has like no fruit flavor at all. There's no plum. That's like Everclear.
Yeah, so it's a plum spirit, is what it says on here. That just means it's made from plums.
Okay, well.
So it's not like vodka
What?
with a more burn to it. They usually call it like a brandy. That's what it kind of translates to sometimes on the menus. But yeah. If you haven't tried that one, give it a try.
Don't try. It's gross.
Try it. Do it.
Okay.
I mean, it's no Malort, but
That was one of the questions that I didn't put on this list was, do you miss Malort? Sergio asked that one.
I do. I miss Malort and I miss Sergio. Love you, buddy.
All right. When are the nuptials? In case you're new here, we are not married. We've been dating for 4 years, a little over 4 years. We've been friends for like 15 years. When are the nuptials?
Probably when we hit 10,000 subscribers. We just hit 1,000 in our 6 months.
Yeah.
So get us 9,000 more, and maybe we can afford the wedding.
Yeah, that's really why we, like, the money we saved to travel, we could have had a wedding, or we could travel for a year, and we were like, let's travel for a year instead of one night, you know? So, but yeah, we just discussed this, like, right before we started filming this video, and Lemon said, when we hit 10,000, and I'm like, what if that happens, like, really fast, and we have to, like, we have to get married?
Hopefully, if I'm so lucky.
Okay. All right, we've got 2 more questions. This is probably the biggest one we get asked all the time, which is, how much did we save to travel for a year? How much did we save?
So we saved up to around 40,000. We put around 28,000 in our Charles Schwab account to fill that out. We did a budget for the first couple weeks. I was handwriting everything in my little field notes notebooks, and then
We stopped.
We're
probably like the only people I know that have full-time travel who did not keep track of the budget. Like, I think we did a little bit in our heads, but no, we did not track every single thing down. In fact, we didn't start doing that until yesterday.
So, a word of advice: if you don't want to do a budget, don't look at your bank account.
Ugh.
Because when you do, it's a lot lower, and then you got to budget again.
Yeah, but like we mentioned earlier, like we see a lot of people travel and they're like, they never go out, you know, they never go out to eat, or they like never have a cocktail or whatever. And I think and that's fine, but I think it really depends on like what kind of experience you want to have. For us, like, we love food. We will definitely spend more money on food, and we love, like we said, to drink, clearly. Like, we could have made our money stretch a lot longer, is what I was trying to say, but we wanted to find that balance between going broke and having a good time. So we've definitely spent a lot more money than we thought we would, but we have extra funds in case. Not much, but we do.
Not much. So, if you're watching, you're back in the Phoenix area, you might need somewhere to stay when we get back. Rent-free, of course.
Yeah.
Or maybe a job.
Also, if you're curious, this was the second like most asked question, but we'd have to do a whole separate video just on this. But how do we save enough money to travel? I think people think you have to be rich to do this kind of thing, and like, we were by no means rich. We made a lot of sacrifices. Like, we shared a car. At one point, we had 2 roommates. We clipped coupons. Well, you clipped coupons. I mean, we did like everything.
Rebate apps.
Yeah. So if you want more information on that, we'll leave a link in the description box below. We have a website, evanandlemon.com, and there's a blog section where you can go through and like read all that information. I go into like pretty good detail on like how to do it. So, all right, we have one last question and one last liqueur. Oh, what are our plans for the next 6 months?
I try to make it 6 months. Hopefully that budget app helps out. We have a couple things planned though. Continue traveling around the Eastern Europe, Balkans area. Do a lot of train travel, bus travel. Now that we're here in Europe, we're trying to avoid the planes, especially with the luggage right now. But one of the big things, September, meet up some friends from back home in Munich for
Oktoberfest!
What?
I'm so excited. Oh, it's going to be so fun. And very expensive, but very fun. And then I think from there, we're going to make our way from the area we're in now, kind of up to Munich, and then Western Europe. We hope to we have some friends who are going to be in Spain in October, so we hope to meet up with them. Hi, Kelly.
Kelly!
And then I really want to do the Christmas markets. That's like a huge bucket list for me. Originally, we wanted to spend like a month in Italy and a month in France, and
yeah, and then with the Schengen area, you only have 90 days.
Every 180 days.
Every 180. Make sure we can get to where we want to go. but not overextend, because as we learned in Bali, they make you pay for that.
So, yeah, we're just trying to make our money last.
And make it to December so we can get home
For Christmas!
for Christmas.
You
See Evan's family and all of our friends back in Phoenix.
We miss you guys.
That we do.
Alright, we have one last liqueur to try, and it's supposed to be the best one. Maraschino?
If you haven't heard of a little thing called Maraschino, it's obviously cherry liqueur.
Unless you don't know what maraschinos are, and then
Maraschino
it's so
cherries.
obvious.
There's a little history here.
Ooh. There's like crystallized sugar on the top. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little sweeter. The recipe has been safeguarded throughout 5 centuries. This unique liqueur is made through distillation of macerated cherry fruit, stem, and leaf of the Dalmatian sour cherry, Marasca.
Ooh, that's by far my favorite one. Like, you can have all others, but hey. Hey!
That's good. Definitely sweeter. It says sour cherry. It would be a little more sour, but...
Yeah. Alright, well I think that about wraps up this video. If you guys have any questions at all about full-time travel, if you're thinking about quitting your job to travel, a few questions about places that we've been to before, really anything at all, you can put them in the comments below. And if you're not comfortable like leaving a comment there, you can DM us on Instagram, or we have a Facebook page as well. All of our names across all platforms, it's Evan and Lemon. Send us a message. We're happy, like always happy to answer questions anytime we can.
Alright, and if you want to see the nuptials at 10,000, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And comment below.
Last thing, we forgot to mention,
Oh.
we hit 1,000 subscribers a few days ago. And we are so excited. Clearly, we're so excited. So we just want to say a big thank you to everybody who subscribed, everybody who's watched, all the comments, all the DMs, everything. It really makes us feel like we have like a community, I guess.
Yeah.
A sense of community. It makes us feel like we're at home and we're not alone. And sometimes it gets pretty lonely. So we appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Also, if you'd like to support the channel, we'll leave some links in the description box below. You can buy us a cup of coffee or a cocktail, and we'll thank you in a future video, and we'll see you in the next one. Oh God, we drank too much.
How much does it cost? That didn't work. So today, we're going to answer...
Today, we're going to answer
I got
all your burning questions.
I got it.